Hello, and welcome to another compelling episode of Neil's Wonderful World of Cocktails, where I put the cock in cocktail. Today we're doing a little special video here. I meant to do one on Thanksgiving, but I got a little busy. We're going to do a special shout out to my coworker and friend, Jim Calhoun. The drink is going to be called the Big Calhouna in his honor. And I've tried to come up with a recipe that might be to his tasting. So we're going to dive right in here. I got the mandatory drink making beverage here, Icy Light. So it's kind of a low-key Pittsburgh kind of night here on Neil's Wonderful World of Cocktails, where I put the cock in cocktail. So let's dive right in. So we have here a simple rocks glass. I'm going to start off by adding 2 cherries to the bottom. So we have our rocks glass with 2 cherries in it. And here is the first special plot twist of the drink. I have here a Diet Coke ice ball. Yes, we are expanding from water to other things like Diet Coke when we make our ice balls here on the show. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. I'm sure you can kind of guess based on the Diet Coke ice ball where this drink is going. But so we got the cherries and the Diet Coke ice ball in the glass. Our next ingredient. I know I usually use the high roller shit on this show, but we're going to go for the working man's Jim Beam right here, Jim Beam bourbon. And we are going to add a little bit of our base here. And we have a substantial amount of room in the glass for bourbon. So we are going to go ahead and pour that in. Oh, maybe a little more. All right, so we have a hearty glass of bourbon there with 2 cherries and a Diet Coke ice ball. I'm sure that flavor is infusing as we speak. And now we are going to add, the cherries seem to be giving it a good color, but I want it to really pop. So we're going to add just a hair of cherry juice in here. So I think I'll be able just to get it to pour right out. Oh, just a splash. Damaging my own bar. All right, that's all right. That'll clean up. So now we have, and the ball seems to be floating, which is interesting. I don't know if any of you physics people can comment on here and tell me why it would float as opposed to a water ice ball. But we have the Diet Coke ice ball, our cherries, our base, which is our bourbon, and then we have our cherry juice just to give it that little extra kick. And now I'm going to try something special here on Neil's Wonderful World of Cocktails. I'm going to try to layer on and actually make this a mini beer. And I'm going to try to layer on some rum chata with a spoon. So you have your layering spoon. And typically when you layer, you pour over the back of your spoon and just layer it in there. So you kind of want the spoon in the drink and then you layer it in. You may have seen this if you ever had a black and tan with Guinness or something like that in a restaurant. So we are going to attempt to layer in the rum chata. We'll see how it goes. Okay, it seems to be kind of just dropping to the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump a lot in. Okay. So that all pretty much dumped to the bottom, which was not according to plan. It was supposed to layer onto the top, but we're going to roll with it as a good bartender must do. And we're going to give it a stir because I don't like the look of all that on the bottom. Okay. So what we have here is the Big Calhouna mini beer milkshake thing. And what you'll see here is a little mixture. You got most of the rum chata at the bottom. That's Jim Beam, Diet Coke ice ball, and some cherries and cherry juice. So we're going to go ahead and give that a sip. I'm curious to see what it tastes like. That's very good. That tastes about like a mini beer. You know, if you've ever done the shot, you know, the rum chata gives it that little bit of kick, a little bit of mild flavor, and then the Jim Beam's very smooth. One of my favorite cheap sipping bourbons. That's very good. So again, just as a review, we have Jim Beam as our base. We use the Diet Coke ice ball here, and we had cherries, cherry juice, and then we attempted to layer in some rum chata, but it fell to the bottom because of science. So I acted on the fly and stirred it together to kind of make it look right. So anyway, this has been a special post Thanksgiving shout out video. Shout out to Jim Calhoun and all those crazy bastards at Penn United. So cheers and stay buzzed. Happy holidays. Signing off.